What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got Wednesday college basketball today. A really nice slate to go over. We got some blowouts in the mix. I do think we have a couple upsets as well. I'm going to talk about those in today's video. Just like in all my videos, I go over each and every game every single day against the spread and get you my predictions here on the YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet and drop a like on the video. I would appreciate that as well. Coming off a losing day, here's kind of an updated 3-day total. 11 wins, 8 losses, up 4.5 units of profit. Nothing to write home about. No records being set. I almost consider this kind of treading water. I mean, when is the breakout coming? I really encourage you guys to scroll back through years of videos here on my YouTube channel to get a larger sample size of how well I do in college basketball. That hasn't been the case this year. A little bit under 500 season to date. You know, not a really great 3-day total right there. I just don't get it, man. I just can't get the breakout week. It is coming. I know it's coming. We're going to get deep into profit here soon. Always traditionally do well in the month of February. But man, Michigan State was the difference between a nice chunk of money won yesterday and a nice chunk of, well, not a nice chunk of money, but a bad chunk of money lost. We had them in a 2.2 unit parlay with Oregon and Illinois on the money line. We also had them in a money line parlay with Clemson that was tied in from Monday. So yeah, it's just really, really frustrating. I mean, double-digit favorites at home versus a horrible Indiana team. They were up 12 early. The crowd, a whiteout crowd. It was a sold-out show. The history for Tom Izzo on the line, just needing a win. We just needing a win. We did have a straight bet on them as well, a traditional 1-unit bet on them against the spread. I posted all the results right here on YouTube from the past 3 days and season to date there in the community section. So if you're looking to know all the individual bets I made, how much I put on each one, the odds of each one, you guys can find the better details right here on YouTube if you're looking for that. But just overall, guys, Michigan State, man, just on the money line was a difference of about 5 units. So that tally right there, you know, 3-day tally would be a little bit more like a difference of 2 or 3 wins and closer to 10 units of profit. So again, man, making a little bit of money here on a decent little stretch, but just can't really get over the hump. Haven't had like the breakout 20, 30, 40 unit week. I know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. February is typically when I start to break out. So we're looking to do that, man. All we can do is just move on, stay disciplined, stick to the script, and just wait for the wins to come, man. I'm seeing the board really, really well. I've been getting most of my straight bets right, and it's going to pan out. I'm going to start to hit some of these bets harder. Full transparency, man. If anyone's on the client list now or thinking about getting on there, if I like games moving forward, and I'm just talking straight bets, just one bet against the spread, full game. If I like some spots moving forward, I am going to be getting a little bit more aggressive here, 3, 4, 5 unit plays. No more messing around. No more twiddling our fingers. It's time to make money. I've done this too long. I have too much experience in college basketball. So when I identify a spot I really like here in the near future, we're going to hit it, man. We're going to hit it. So there's a little extra incentive to get on the client list if you're not on there yet. The client list is just the list that I use to text people. You guys can use my website. The link is right in the description of this video. You sign up on the website. I add you the text list, and all of my plays every day get sent directly to your phone. The plays, the odds of those plays, and how many units to put on each one. There's going to be losing in the mix. Everybody loses some wagers. But long term, every sport, every year, it's fully documented. I am in profit, deep in profit. So the breakout in college basketball has got to come soon. I'm ready for it. Let's dig into the games here for Wednesday. Let me bring up Pickett Sports for the latest lines here at the time of recording. We'll see if we can find some winners, man. You guys can always let me know in the comment section which bets you guys like. St. John's Villanova. I think this is one where we might have different opinions, and that's okay. Let me know in the comment section below. Give me Villanova. I think they're going to win the game outright. I think this is one of our upsets here on Wednesday. I'm going to take 3.5 points. I'm not greedy. You're going to give me even 1.5. I will take it. But 3.5 minus 110. I'm a little bit worried with the distraction from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. This game is being played in Philadelphia, so a little bit worried there. But with the parade not happening yet, I don't think the energy has kind of left the town. So maybe it's actually kind of a good crowd here. Again, it's a wild card, a little bit of unpredictability there. But St. John's, man, how many games can you possibly win in a row? I mean, that's just college basketball. We see it with Auburn, with the Florida game, Alabama, due to maybe lose one here soon. I do think that game is probably coming up if you look at their schedule. Wink, wink. But yeah, guys, Villanova is going to get this one, in my opinion. I think they're going to fight. I think they're going to scratch and claw. They were absolutely heartbroken, and I was too, because I had a premium play on them over Creighton, and a corner banked 3 at the buzzer was the difference of them knocking off Creighton. And we know how good they've been with Ashworth and Kalkbrenner over there. That Creighton team is really impressive. So I think they can get St. John's. I think they can match the physicality. They're going to have home court. It's a big rivalry. I think Villanova is going to get this one. I'm going to take 3.5. Eastern Tennessee State, Western Carolina, bad team here, man. But it's a road spot for Eastern Tennessee State. I'm going to take the points, but it's just a death sentence to bet on a game like that. Colgate and Holy Cross. I'll take the points. Give me the 3.5. Iowa and Rutgers. Interesting game. Is 6.5 enough? I expect Rutgers to win this. I'm not very high on Iowa at all. I'm quite the opposite. But Rutgers, are we really going to lay 5.5, 6.5 with Rutgers? I get it. It's at the rack. They've been playing better. They are a little healthier than they have been. I don't think I can bet on Iowa at all, man. I'm going to have to, even though it's an inflated number here for what is a mediocre team at best. This is 2 mediocre teams going at it. I'm going to go with the home one, man. I'm going to go with a good home environment. Give me Rutgers, -5.5. Free throws at the end should get it done. Oakland and IUPUI. Tough game here. I guess I'll go Golden Grizz and lay the points. Canisius here versus Niagara. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay the 8.5 with Niagara. And that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. Laying that much with Niagara, but Canisius, it's not a good team. Sometimes they're scrappy at home, but nah. Purdue, Fort Wayne, Youngstown State. I think the line speaks volumes. Youngstown's had a nice season. I'm going to go Purdue, Fort Wayne here. I'm going to go on the money line. Radford, Winthrop, great game here. And I'm going to go with Winthrop. I'm going to lay the 3.5. Tulsa, Temple. Tulsa, man. Tulsa's pretty bad. 7.5. Can Temple cover 7.5 over Tulsa? It's a pretty accurate spread, in my opinion. I don't think there's a lot of value on either side. I think I'm going to lean taking the points. Southern Illinois, Bradley, no opinion there. Louisville versus NC State. An interesting line. I get it. It's a road game. So, you got to take that into consideration. But Louisville's definitely better than, 6.5 better than NC State. I don't care where the game's being played. Louisville is one of these teams, one of the few that just continue to be disrespected. They have been all year. I bet them early, cashed on them early, and then I thought they'd kind of come back down to earth. I started just passing on their games for a while. They just kept winning. Returned to them, bet on them a couple times, won again. I haven't really touched them since. I wish I just bet them blindly the whole year. They've been a machine. I'd have to be on them here, man. NC State's not a good basketball team. Hopefully, this isn't a game that Louisville kind of looks past. But I'll go ahead and lay 6.5. I'll take the square public casual bet here. Give me Louisville, the better team, laying a reasonable number. Davidson, UMass. I'll go with UMass here. Money line play. Florida State, Wake Forest, 6.5, 7.5, depending on the book. We got a 6.5 here on DraftKings. And that's the way I'm going to look. I mean, Wake Forest quietly has won 3 in a row. They're a bubble team. I think they're currently in the last 4 in the tournament. They need this one. They got both those games on the West Coast trip. I think the momentum carries over. I don't think Florida State's very good. I thought they were fortunate on that Notre Dame game and a few others that they've played. I'm going to go Wake. It's a reasonable number. Lay the 6.5. Ole Miss and South Carolina. Look, South Carolina, are they really just going to lose everything? I feel like they can get this one. I just feel like it's a little too cute, and the line is just a little bit too low. It's almost like the odds makers this year are a little bit too eager to put short lines out on some of these home teams. We just continue to see road chalk covering, man. Short road favorites just continue to cover. I've never seen a year like this ever before in college hoops. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Chris Beard. I'm going to go with Ole Miss to get in, take care of business, get out of there, cover 4.5. Give me that 4.5 on BetMGM. Dayton and Fordham, lay the points. Stanford, Georgia Tech. I'm actually going to look at Stanford here. Give me the 2.5 there. VCU versus G-Dub. And I'll take the points. They'll probably lose by 5 or 6. Oklahoma State, TCU, good game here. Interesting line. I think the line is strong. The line is strong for TCU. A little bit worried about laying 5.5 with TCU, but they looked okay at home against West Virginia. They got the funky court. Maybe it's an advantage. It's hard to even, get kind of your bearings as far as like your coordination and your overall, I don't know what I'm trying to say, just kind of your zen on the court. I do think benefits the team that's at least somewhat used to that crazy court. I'm going to go with TCU here. Jamie Dixon, figure it out, man. Cover 5.5 at home. Oklahoma State, also one of the bottom feeders of the conference. You got to take care of business in games like this. Hopefully they don't win by 2. LaSalle and St. Joe's, lay it. The Bonnies catching 3.5 against Rhode Island. Interesting. A little bit of a bounce back spot, though, for Rhode Island. Because of that reason alone, I'm going to look at them, but on the money line. I don't want to lay any points in a game like this. If you like the Bonnies, absolutely take that 3.5. You know what? To be honest, Rhode Island money line and Bonnies plus the 3.5 could both hit in a game like this. Absolutely. UNC Asheville, South Carolina Upstate. I guess lay it. VMI, UNC Greensboro. I'll lay it there. Robert Morris, Cleveland State. Excellent game. Very, very good game. And I'm just going to go with what I think's the better team. I think Robert Morris, they've been playing good, but maybe a sell high on them. 3.5 is a pretty reasonable number. I'm going to go with Cleveland State and lay the points there. The minus 180 on the money line is too juicy. I usually have the cutoff right around 150, 160 for any type of a super big money line price if I'm worried about the points. Wofford in the Citadel, you just can't bet on the Citadel, so lay it. Boston U versus Bucknell. I'll lay the 5.5 with Bucknell. Maybe take Boston U a couple times here and there, depending on the opponent at home, but not here. Mercer and Furman, lay it. Army and Loyola, Maryland. I will go with Loyola here to get a nice win. Lehigh and Navy. I'll go ahead and take the 2.5 with Lehigh. UTSA and Wichita State. There's a lot of garbage games in the mix. And when I say garbage, I don't mean that the games won't be entertaining. I just mean they're not Power 4. They're not these big schools that are at least somewhat reliable on trying to make a guess on how they're going to perform. All these kind of lesser conferences and these lesser teams, man, you can get a lot of volatility. So there's going to be a lot of upsets in the mix. There's going to be a lot of blowouts. Wichita should not be laying 5.5 to even a high school team. I'll go ahead and take the points. Chattanooga, Samford, great game here. Great game here. I'm just gonna be casual with this one. I'll lay the points. I'll take Samford, lay the 4.5. Not gonna overthink it. Presbyterian, Charleston Southern, no idea on that one, to be honest. I'm actually surprised Presbyterian isn't a slight favorite there. So that's a little funky, but I have no opinion on that one. Xavier and Providence, great game here. And I do think Xavier deserves to be a small favorite in this spot. Providence was scrappy against Creighton, but I like Xavier better at the end of the game. I think as long as this game's competitive, and I do think there's going to be a lot of lead changes. Maybe that's a prop to look into. I think the game's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be a single-digit win by regardless of who wins it. Give me Xavier. Give me Xavier to get it done. Money line play. I don't want to lay the 1.5. I like him at the end of the game. I like him in a clutch. I like him with the free throws. I like the coaching better. I'm going to go with the X-Men, man. Give me Xavier. Belmont, Valpo. Probably lay it. Evansville, Mizzou State. No idea. Washington, Ohio State. I think you have to lay it here. Washington's just god-awful. Ohio State kind of got reset by that Nebraska game on Super Bowl Sunday. They're taking a pretty big loss. I like the offense. I think they can do enough to gain some distance here on Washington and cover even the big number. I think it's big for a reason. I do think it'll be a blowout. Give me Ohio State. Maybe just look at the first half. Troy, no idea on that game. No idea on this next one. LSU and Arkansas. I'll go ahead and take the points with LSU. They're going to lose, but I think they're going to lose by about 7. 10.5 just feels maybe just a possession or two too big. I know the Razorbacks had that nice little stretch. They put together some better basketball, but I think they're kind of going back to what they were for most of the season. Not a team to lay double digits with. So I have to take the points with LSU. I don't have a choice. Duke getting Cal laying 23 and a half on ESPN bet there. Look, I get it. They're off the loss, so maybe their competitive spirit is back in full power. I just don't know if that's enough to cover just insane lines, man. I get it. Cal's bad. Horrible. Plus the travel spot. I'm still going to take the points. Give me Cal plus 23 and a half. They probably lose by 20 on the dot. And then we got Arizona State getting 15 and a half versus the Red Raiders. I don't think that's enough. Give me Texas Tech. I'll lay the big number. I have to. Arizona State's bad. That coach is gone. I'm worrying about the mental engagement with that team. They're going to start to check out as we get down here on the backstretch. So that could be a pretty big blowout. Oklahoma, Missouri. I'll lay the points here with the Tigers. A crushing buzzer beater there against Texas A&M. So they're kind of reset in terms of their competitive spirit as well. Oklahoma, not a team I believe in terms of coaching. The overall roster, I like a couple of their guards, a couple of their shooters, but I don't like the size. I think Missouri is just going to kind of punk them here. I'll lay the 8.5. Drake, Illinois State, no opinion there, but it's a great game. I'll probably take the points, but no real opinion. Notre Dame, Boston College, same kind of thing. Just kind of a grind out game from some of the bottom feeders in the conference. Two not very good teams. I don't know. I get, give me the points. Give me the 4.5 with BC. Somebody probably wins by one possession. And then we got Wyoming and New Mexico to round this thing out. Huge spread, and I think it's for a reason. I'll go ahead and lay the points at the pit with New Mexico. Let me bring up one thing here, guys. I want to show you. I want to bring you some more value in today's video and moving forward, just to give you some extra things to consider. Let me log into Outlier here, and let's look at some college hoops. I know I've used this for NFL a lot, the prop parlays and the same game parlays I put together, but you can use this in any sport. It's phenomenal. So let's just take a look at a few props and things to consider. We got Nelly Jr. here in that New Mexico game that we just talked about. He's failed to exceed 1.5 blocks in 7 of his last 8 games. So that's an 88% trend. Again, he can get 1 block, just not over that. So maybe look at that for props. If you guys are doing underdog fantasy lineups, you can see there on underdog, that's minus 120. So consider this one. True Washington. Let's see if we can find some ones that I like a little bit better. Not this Wyoming game. Let's go to our filters. Let's look at some games specifically, like this Villanova game. We'll see what we got for props in that one. Let's keep going down. Maybe we'll look at the Louisville game. We'll look at this Ole Miss game. And I think there was one in here. This Ohio State game, I think, is pretty good for that. Maybe this Musketeers Xavier game. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Maybe do we throw in Duke? Some players on Duke as well. So let's see the results for these games. That's what I love about Outlier. You can just filter it down. So here's some Duke props. Let's keep scrolling down. Cooper Flag. Here's a Cooper Flag prop for you guys. He's failed to exceed 1.5 steals in 4 of his last 5 games. So it's a decent little trend. And he went above that in the last game. So maybe he's due to come back down to what he had done for 4 games straight. So Cooper Flag under 1.5 steals, I think is a good prop here. Again, you can see that on underdog right now, minus 282. So maybe something to consider for your parlay. So just wanted to give you guys a couple of props and let you know I have a link to Outlier software right in the description of today's video. It's free. You can use this for a whole week. Try it out. See if you can make money. Put together some, use all the filters, use all the tools on this software, put together some prop parlays, put together some bets, some straight bets, a little bit of everything. And if you're not thrilled with how much money you made, just simply cancel. But at least get a full week out of it. Use it for NBA too. It's excellent with NBA props. Again, Outlier software. The link's in the description. definitely something to take advantage of while that is available to take advantage of. And take advantage of my picks here on Wednesday. I like some of these games, man. We're going to have a nice little slate coming off the losing day, coming off a decent little 3-day stretch, though, overall. And it's just time. It's just time for the breakout. I mean, when is it going to happen? I'm done with treading water. I'm starting to get pretty sick of it. I don't know about you guys, but just based on how I've done for over 10 years now, this is just not normal. I'm just not used to the couple losing days, couple winning days, win a little bit and throw a little bit back. I'm not used to that. I'm used to big winning, consistent winning. And I think that's what we're going to have for the rest of February. So it's time to really lock in, hit some spots harder than we have been with some larger plays, some max plays in the mix, and just start making some fucking money, man. It's time to make some fucking money. I'll see you in the next video.